Hello everyone, welcome back for those who've been here before, and if you haven't been here before, my name is Jordan. I'm a motorsport content creator. I cover race days from photography and videography and also some static imagery as well. If motorsport content, automotive content is your thing, then please I highly recommend subscribing to this channel. There is going to be much more automotive content on the way with something a little bit different starting up today. So in-game motorsport photography is something that I've started to get very interested in. I think with esports kind of on a bit of a rapid rise now, I really think there's a good time to get into it and start looking at it and taking it seriously, I guess. In terms of esports, I currently only play on the Xbox Online Game Pass. So it's a great way to game just without having to have that outlay of a console. And on there, one of my favorite games is Forza Motorsport, which is what we're going to be playing today. And today they just released their new car on the system, which is the incredible BMW hypercar. I thought that seeing as today was the day it got actually launched on the game, and I thankfully unlocked it by doing the challenges earlier, I thought this would be the perfect car to start off and take some in-game photos with. What we're going to do is we're going to load up Forza Motorsport and we're just going to get straight to it. So firstly, let's get into it and kind of how you're actually going to unlock the car. So if you scroll right down, you can see that I've already completed it. So you complete 15 laps in the Race to Le Mans with BMW M Rivals event. To get to that bit, if you go on to what's new, just up here, and head over to Race to Le Mans with BMW M. Essentially what you have to do is do 15 laps of Daytona 24-hour sports car track. Doesn't matter what time you get, there's no limit on that, but you can see what I've just got here. So currently I sit in the top 44% of all players. Now I'm not great at Forza, I can't lie. I don't have a steering wheel, I've just got the usual like D-pad thing, I think you call it. Yeah, I'm not terrible, I'm not great either. So what have I got? 1 minute 35.037 with the top time currently in the world is 1 minute 31.424. So yeah, a lot quicker than me, I guess, in motorsport terms. But yeah, it's actually, I did it this morning. It was a really good challenge. Daytona sports car track is absolutely amazing. Super fast, just nice and technical. I really enjoy it. So just firstly, what I put into here is I just use on Game Pass. So the graphics aren't fantastic. It's not like a really high level sort of graphic on this. So so if it doesn't look too great, then I do apologize. I have always had interest in BMWs, but not in terms of like the general like love for them. But as a result of seeing like this particular car and the the GT3, M4 GT3 that they race in sports car series, I've just fallen in love with them. I think it's just such a great looking hypercar. It looks amazing going around the track, and I highly look forward to seeing it again this year. How do you make this smoother? Surely this just looks super, this is not looking very aesthetical. Things that I think about when I'm doing like in-game photography, and I haven't done a lot, I must add, but the things I think about. So firstly, I normally pick the car first. So like I said, for this, we're gonna pick, let's get into it. So race in free play. Let's go to advanced event setup. So like I said, I always kind of pick the car first, and then from there is I start kind of narrowing down how I'm going to choose my track. With it being a hypercar, sports car, whatever you want to call it, I normally then will pick a sports car track. Spa-Francorchamps is a perfect example, but I do normally play that one quite a lot. You got, Daytona's a good one, even though that's just on the speedway one, but you can switch it out just here to the sports car circuit, the tri-oval, whatever. Another thing that I also think about is I think about the car itself and where it's from. So BMW being a German brand, generally speaking, I will look for a European track, whereas on like Circuit Hakone, which is in Japan, or supposedly, is it real? Please someone help me out there. I've never seen it before, but it doesn't look real. It looks a bit too perfect to me. But anyway, I would use then a Japanese car maybe. So Le Mans, yeah, perfect. That's a good one. Let's keep going, keep going. Maple Valley is really cool on here. Mid-Ohio sports track, yeah, pretty cool. Again, oh, and recently they announced Panorama, which I will do another video on when I figure out how to drive the thing. Nürburgring, probably one for the GT cars that I'll do again another time. Road America. Sebring, now that is a good good one. But in Silverstone, Laguna Seca, Yas Marina. Yas Marina I absolutely love. Do you know what? Let's just keep with the theme of German car, German track, and we'll go on to Hockenheim. Do you know what's a massive shame is the old Hockenheim circuit that they used to have in Formula 1. I used to absolutely love, and I think on this, if they added it on there, would be brilliant. Now, another thing to think about is the weather. Golden hour is the best time to do it, in my personal opinion. You still got you've got the amazing skylines, and you've still got the car kind of lit up as well. You can be really customize it on this. You can have like rain at the start of the race, and then it changes midway through the race, rain at the end of the race, that sort of thing. All the different variables. But for this, I'm just gonna keep what we got. Just gonna keep it easy. I'm just gonna go sun. Time of day, the different settings we've got. Sunrise, what you'll find on sunrise is it will start off dark and then it will lead into sunrise, which is a good one. Then you've got the actual morning time, late morning, it goes right through, right then on into the evening time. And then the sunset. So for this, let's go for sunset, because I think that should start me off kind of exactly at the light that I want. I don't want to spend too much time actually driving. I just want to get straight into photos. Look at that car. It's just so menacing. And like I said, I'm not great at this, so please ignore the ability level. I'm probably going to take it easy just so I can find that sort of spot. I mean, as a car, it drives so well and it looks really good as well. What I'm going to do maybe is I'm just going to go around just the first lap, have a good look around. Oh, such a shame that old track's not there on this game, because that old woodland with the chicanes would look absolutely brilliant. I've thought about getting a steering wheel, but unfortunately I don't think I can justify and how much I'll actually use it. Who knows though. Just still scouting out a good spot, and this car's great. This car makes me look alright at it, and in reality I'm actually not that great. So we've already got some nice sunlight. Oh, what's that? Right, do you know what? There's a helicopter behind us in this photo, and we've got a little bit of sun already hit the car. So let's get into photo mode straight away and take a look. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool already. So you've got a kind of that low sort of sunset-y sort of feel. This is potentially a pretty good photo already. Some of the settings on here I am absolutely rubbish with. I don't know how to use them. I just generally just play around with the buttons and then hope that something happens. So what I want to do is, so in this photo already, I mean, I've got the skyline in the background just there with like a slight hill. You've got some nice orangey colours coming off that grandstand just there. And then I want to try and incorporate this helicopter as well, just as that extra feature. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go, sometimes what I tend to do is I'll go really far back and then kind of work my way in. And then the next thing to do is decide what sort of shot we're going to go for. Do you know what, for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sack off that grandstand. I just think this area with all those balloons and stuff is just kind of messy. So I'm going to go on this side of the track, nice and low down, try and make it look like we're being chased by that helicopter, which looks slightly better. So look, effects mode. So yeah, like I said with the effects modes, I haven't really figured out all the different ins and outs of all these bits. Like I said, every time I don't know, every time I go to like sort of shutter speed I would normally use in a race for panning, it just kind of goes a bit blurry. I don't know what the focus bit does. I don't know where it's supposed to be focusing. So if anyone knows, that'd be greatly appreciated. I mean, oh, actually, having said that, as I've turned the focus up, the car is becoming more focused. And then the aperture. See, I don't know if this means that the aperture is as in 1 would be the kind of shallowy depth of field, or if I go higher, then it goes, kind of, yeah, I think that's right. So let's keep it low. Make sure that the car is very, very much in focus. Keep going a bit. And now with the exposure settings, Yeah, bring it down a little bit. Let's go a little bit. Let's get that golden hour sun in there. Let's go. Keep the contrast as it is because I like that colour. Now, the BMW doesn't need much help in terms of its colours because it is nice and bright anyway. Cool. Something to focus on doing, or not focus on doing as well, is try not to overanalyze the picture that you're taking, I would say. That's something that I do on a very regular basis, is I will just look at a photo a bit too much and actually just, I need to take more pictures of it and then kind of work out instead which one's better. So I like the way this looks now. Let's get out of photo mode. Let's just do a little bit more adjustments on the composition. Yeah, and to take photo, you just press. In fact, before I do that, let's whack those headlights on a bit more. And then you can also, well, let's take the photo now. It's taking its time. Cool. There we go. That's the first photo we've taken. Something I would look to do on this particular picture, so you can see it's got that Forza Motorsport. It's got the Forza Motorsport watermark up there. I would change it into the farmost corner. I would say the one that's kind of got the biggest negative space in it. Something that doesn't distract from the eye line too much. And do you know what? I like it, so I'm going to save that. So you just press save. And then let's pick a character name. Let's go, so BMW M. Done. And now that will save on the cloud, on the Xbox cloud, and I'll be able to look at it again. Take a look at a bit more of the track, see what else we've got. Well, that could be a potential one. Oh, like, that was awful. Got too distracted by looking at the sun and the Ferris wheel. What is it about sports car tracks and Ferris wheels? It's just, they absolutely love them. I mean, it makes a cool photo in the dark. Something I actually find, and I appreciate Forza for doing this, is that in terms of its hypercars, it was really limited, or its LMDH, whatever you want to call them. It was really limited. So I think you've only got the Acura, you've now got the Porsche that got updated, I think, in the summer of 2024. So we did get that Porsche 963 to go with it. And now having the BMW, it just kind of rounds it off a little bit more. Oh, and of course the Cadillac, you can't forget the Cadillac. Okay, so as the game kind of goes on, as the race goes on, you will notice the skyline will change, the weather will change. Okay, so let's stop just there in that particular spot. We've got, get into photo mode. So this time I'm going to look at the back end of the car. It's another great feature of this car is the lights on it. Let's get those on. I think they just look mega, don't they? Such a great looking car by BMW. Looking forward very much to seeing this back out track. So I want to get that sun in the back. As photographers, you know, we absolutely love a light leak. So I'm going to try and see what I can do. So you can see, like I said, so if you don't know what light leaks are, you can see these sort of bits just on the screen. These are light leaks. Looking at my composition on this one as well, I want to look at the shadow of the car. So annoyingly enough, with that kind of, you can see just here, that wing mirror makes it look a bit funny. So I'm gonna actually sack off that particular one. For this one, let's go closer up. Let's see a few more of those sponsors on there. Again, we're gonna go for that sort of track-in style of photo. Oh, do you know what? When you flip it on the other side, it looks cool as well. Let's go back a little bit more. Like I said, I'm already doing it myself, is I'm constantly looking at different spots. Let's get into that mode, get into tracking. This one seems slightly more out of focus, but that and the lack of exposure is not really helping my ability to see. I think that's something that's, if you do have just like the Xbox Online streaming, the Game Pass streaming, the graphics aren't great. I would like at some point to get some sort of console gaming PC just so I can increase those graphics. Just going to change the angle actually of this photo. Okay, so I think that kind of works. Is the car in a bit more focus? Kind of. Yeah, let's just do it and see what we think. I don't know if that looks blurry to you, but it definitely looks blurry to me. Let's do it again. So So back onto effects mode. No, that's not done anything. Let's change the focus again. Does that make it blurrier? Does it make it... No, that looks better to me. Okay, let's do it. Take photo and see if I like that composition. Okay, so that's not bad. But again, I am going to change that watermark position. I'm trying not to overanalyze this photo too much because otherwise I won't end up taking anything. Again, let's save that one and have a look at it later. Okay, so we're now going to be coming up to the final spot that I want to look at. Again, we're going to incorporate that nice golden hour sun. And what you'll notice here as we come round is when you slam on the brakes, those brakes are going to appear nice and red hot. Not a great angle of attack actually for this corner, but like I said, for the sake of the photo, what we're going to do is I just wanted to get those brakes looking nice and hot, just adding to the effect of the photo. Now, in all of my photos that I've taken at trackside, I've never actually got one with the red brakes. Let's go for that angle. What I still want to do is keep those rear taillights in because I just think they look great. I've got some redness of the brakes and I've got a couple of beams of light coming down. Yeah, that's the one, that's the one. Let's go for that. Let's get into effects mode. I'm not sure, I mean the balloons even look pretty cool. So you've got the kind of the balloons come right round here, look, and it almost lines up with that sun. What I'm definitely going to do for next time is actually study these settings on here and see how much of a difference it makes. Because currently, I just guess. Starting to wonder if it's actually blurry or if it's just the graphics. Let's just try this and have a look. Okay, so I'm just going to go with that for now, and what I'll do is in post-production is I'll just try and tweak it a little bit. As you can see, it isn't the clearest. I think maybe that is just the graphics. Let's change that watermark position again, get it in the corner. So this photo is not too bad. You can see what I've tried to do. I've tried to get those hot brakes. The car at this point will be at pretty much a point of stop, so those wheels aren't going to be rotating. But for I just wanted to get the tail lights, the sun, and the brakes in there. So what I'm going to do is I'll edit them and I'll post them on my social media at a different date. So make sure that you are following me on Facebook and Instagram. So I've got 3 photos that I think I'm relatively happy with. I think the BMW will make it look good either way because it, you know, as a car, it just looks fantastic. Like I said, this is my first time doing any sort of in-game video, any sort of in-game like photography video, and I'm definitely not the most experienced in-game photographer. So if you have any pointers for me, having looking at these photos, please just let me know on social media. I'm more than happy to take on some constructive criticism. What I need from you now is firstly, if you're not subscribing already, please subscribe and let me know in the comments what car I should do next and then what track, providing it's on Forza of course. And I'll try and get another video out to you as soon as I can. I hope you enjoyed the video today, something a little different. I bid you farewell, see you next time.